Human space culture has long been compared to early human seafaring culture. Most of their rank designations are either directly from early naval terminology, or very closely derived from it. It has the same sense of exploration and adventure. Space also attracts the same kind of human that would have been attracted to the sea all those years ago. Superstitious, brave, adventurous, tough. Humans evolving on a Class 14 death world may have stunted their early progress in gaining technical knowledge. When everything is trying to kill you, things like math take a back seat. That is, until they found out math could help you kill those things. Due to their circumstance, they were late to the intergalactic travel scene, and were widely regarded as backwater hillbillies. No one wanted to trade or ally with them, so they kept to themselves mostly. That proved pretty easy, since the Milky Way was unpopulated beyond the humans and one other race. They hopped from planet to planet, dropping colonists on worlds that no other race would even try to colonize, while using technology they had developed to save their own planet from ecological disaster, to begin terraforming these systems into livable ones. They were all still generally death worlds at this point, but mostly in the Class 1 to 6 range, and the main reason for that is they seem to insist on bringing many of the native beasts from their homeworld. The other resident race of the Milky Way, the Negad, was much more advanced. Evolving on a utopian world gave them an early advantage in reaching FTL travel, but they didn't colonize worlds often, picking only the best worlds to even attempt to do so, and only once their population was beginning to burgeon the systems they held. As you can imagine, it was only a matter of time until the galaxy was divided between the humans and the Negad. War was inevitable, and small skirmishes broke out all over the sector. But it was the Negad that started the war in earnest. Their advisors informed them that they would lose to the humans due to the number of ships they had fielded. They suggested a first strike against the naval yards of the humans to cripple them. The sneak attack worked. Hundreds of human ships and thousands of human lives lost in the span of a few hours. The Negad retreated from the system to join the main assault fleet. They considered it a victory and a turning point for the war. While it was a turning point, it was not in the Negad's favor, for they were about to learn an old human maxim. Don't touch our boats. Word traveled fast in the human-held systems, and the war machines chugged to life. Civilian manufacturing ground to a standstill. People turned in old equipment to be melted down for the war effort. The young men and women of the colonies volunteered en masse to the human galactic navy. The Negads had woken a human trait that had not been seen in thousands of years. When faced with insurmountable odds, change them. They didn't build for show. They produced a brick with an FTL drive, and as much weaponry as the hull could take. They built guns under guns that would eject the overheated or damaged gun above it and pop out spitting fire. They built ships the size of a football field that were so jam-packed with missiles and bombs that they only fit a crew of 5 on board. They slugged it out with the Negads for every inch of the Milky Way, taking some losses and some wins in the process. But much like their ancestors, when the chips were down, they turned to math again to do their killing. The human scientists figured out how to compress a star back into a black hole and contain it in a warhead. They sent ships equipped with them to all Negad-held worlds, even those that were originally human colony worlds they had lost in the war. Every Negad was wiped out from the Milky Way in a single day, but the galaxy was now pockmarked with unstable wormholes that would take millennia to stabilize. But it was seen as a price that they must pay to teach the oldest lesson in naval tradition. Don't fuck with our boats!